Yeah, hi. It's Nick here. One thing you should never do, right, is if you have a night of insomnia, is go online and then check your private messages section. Oh, I know there's stupidity in the world. I've been online long enough. I've seen it all. It's all out there. People jump to conclusions or, they use the wrong things to hang their ideas upon or whatever. But this one particular private message just really, really got to me. And I'm going to try and just like address my point of view without going over the top with you today. Okay? Because I want to, but I'm going to try and be good. I'm living in a country where not so long ago there were riots. Okay? And yeah, these people who are rioting use all kinds of weird political points of view to hang their, as an excuse to hang their actions upon, okay? But the fact of the matter is, these people were lawless. And they did, millions or billions of pounds worth of damage. There was crime and all kinds of unpleasant things happening everywhere. Traditional businesses that have been in operation for ages were razed to the ground. Streets were on fire. This was big. Okay, it was only a small percentage of the population who were doing it, but that percentage of the population, they were doing it. Alright? And they caused damage. And it was sparked off by one incident. A comparatively serious incident, yes. But it shouldn't have had that effect. So, there are people, a sufficient mass of people who are capable of doing damage, who have got that mentality that they want to do something nasty. Also, we had a situation not so long ago as well, when a few inappropriate words spoken by a politician created another fuel crisis. Alright, there was panic buying of petrol. Now, essentially, a fuel crisis could have been more dangerous than it was. Alright, it could have... We got off okay this time, comparatively. But these little things, they happen. Right? These are just like the short term or the more immediate term concerns. Okay? But there's also bigger concerns out there as well, which shows there's lots of other little forms of instability in the world, which means that it really is important that people learn more about off-grid living. Alright, and how to try and apply that to, let's say, I don't know, a setting like the one in which the average individual actually lives in. Not just for ranchers or, people who are properly, seriously living in the countryside. People like you and me. Normal people. Okay? So if you can do something like find a way of creating a form of fuel which you can use to heat the place if there's a power cut. Or to do some cooking with. Right? Okay, so you find a way of doing that. So you learn about wood gas stoves, you learn about bioethanol. Right, okay. You build up these skills. You do things like canning. Why do you do canning? Well, because then you've got some food which is just like ready to eat when you want it, and also you know what's gone into it, unlike a lot of the stuff you buy off the shelves these days and you don't know what's gone into it. It might be more affordable, but on the other hand, would you really want to eat it? Alright, that's another issue. And also you can grow stuff. I'll show you something, okay? I'll show you something. Come here. Over here, right? That is the first pumpkin of the season. Alright? The first pumpkin of the Halloween season, right? And I grew it. Okay? Because I've learned a technique. So that means a little bit more food security. The more I start building up these skills, the more I will be able to provide for myself in the longer term. I can then use the dehydration skills I've got to preserve the foods. I can then use the canning skills I've got to preserve the foods. Why would I want to do this? Essentially a question of in case. Alright? I mentioned when I started out on this video blog that there's issues of things like peak oil. Do you know what peak oil is? Yeah, well, it's a time in history that we're at. Alright? The oil has reached its peak and will start to decline. We're in a condition, I've read this on the news recently, that the global GDP is going down because of environmental reasons brought about by human activity. If you were to take the vast quantity of the money in the American economy out of the American economy, that would only keep America running for that 1 year. These are hard facts, okay? Basically, society can't actually afford to have all the people in it that it does have. If you have a look at the GP, you know, the British debt clock, you have a look at the US debt clock. Alright? This is like a numerical value which is increasing of the quantity of instability that we're all under. And if there are little things like riots happening, politicians saying something which makes people panic buy petrol, all of these things are going to increase the quantity of instability which you've got. No, I don't think that there is going to be some kind of giant global destruction or massive global economic collapse. I don't think there's a point in worrying about that sort of thing. But I do think there is a point in slowly building up more skills and more abilities to make your own power. Build a solar panel, cut down your energy bills that way. And if necessary, you know, get everything sorted out with like battery packs and charge controllers. So what you can do is you can have your own power. Alright. If you want it. Let's say there's power cuts in the future, you got your own power. What are you worried about? Nothing, or very little. Or your worries is only like what happens when your batteries run out in the dead of the night. But that can be moderated using other forms of power. You can use wind-up lanterns and anything else you can lay your hands on, which provides you with more stability and the ability to maintain a reasonable quality of life if you're missing out on something. Okay? So, is it important for you to be proactive in learning about off-grid technology in an urban setting? Yeah, very much so. So that's why I'm here. Okay, that's why I'm practicing. That's why I spend some time online talking to other people, because you know, people out there, they've got some great ideas, but it needs to be brought together more. Okay. I'm going to do another canning video soon. I'm going to do some more dehydration videos as well, so you can get where I'm coming from. But there's a reason behind this. I'm not some doomsday person, okay? I don't think that everything is going to collapse and we're all going to be like scavengers, like trying to avoid the zombies. Alright? That's not going to happen. But off-grid living is important for your survival. What is the other reason for it? Okay, think about it. What is the other reason? The environment. Finding ways to cut down your carbon footprint. Just bits here and there, okay? That's why you use more affordable cooking methods if you're on grid. Okay? That's why you can use bioethanol as a means of reducing your carbon footprint, because you're using sugar which has taken carbon out of the environment. Okay, it's used sunlight basically, so your part of the power source is still solar. Okay, there's still a grid reliance to a certain degree, but you're still finding a way. Okay, same with the wood gas stove. When the summer comes, I've had some great meals outside using my wood gas stove. Alright? Free fuel. Cooked. You know, cooking a meal. And if everyone does this little by little, it's all going to mount up slowly. Alright? That's all I'm saying. Now, yeah, there's going to be people out there saying, oh, what's wrong with you? You know, I'm used to that now. I don't care. But this is the way I'm doing things. And this is what I would like people to be thinking about. Okay? Speak to you again soon.